do that? I don't know what to
Podcast. Two guys talking without wearing pants. Podcast. You can take our ideas.
Welcome back to the Pantless podcast. Here's your host, Austin and Travis. Get away, guys.
Can they see you?
They can see you now.
Are we in infrared?
There
All right.
we go.
Hey guys, you
Hey!
see something? We're doing this.
Right there.
It's me and him.
Bam. Right there.
We're doing this.
How's it going?
We're
sir?
together, and it's not live. I mean, it's live right now for us, but nobody else.
Yeah.
I'm great, man. I'm great. What have you been eating?
What have I been eating? Taco Bell.
Nice. I had some pizza rolls.
Nice. Had a really story time. I took the wife to the War Eagle craft show fair out in War Eagle, Arkansas Thursday.
Okay.
And had some of the best fresh squeezed lemonade
Oh,
you'll ever have.
really?
Amazing.
And you can only get it at War Eagle?
You
Or
can
was
probably
it
get fresh
catered?
squeezed lemonade anywhere.
Was it catered from somewhere that I can go to this weekend?
I don't think so, because I honestly think that they just set that booth up. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I just know that every year we go to the War Eagle craft show.
How are you going to promote the world's best lemonade?
I'm just
and
letting
say
you know.
You can't have it,
I'm just.
but it's the best ever.
I just want you to know I'm not a lemonade person. I don't drink lemonade.
Okay.
Not a fan of it.
Right.
But every time we go to War Eagle craft show, I get the fresh squeezed lemonade out of the vendor booth that they have there. And of course, I go to get a refill because they give you a cup that I forget to bring back every year.
Uh-huh.
You can have a refill for cheaper.
Oh, and you can bring back the same cup. You can bring back last year's cup.
Yeah.
Nice.
I believe so, because it's the same cup every year.
Nice.
So I have to get a new cup every year because I forget. But
Right.
I go back to get a refill, and the girl's like, "We have strawberry now. Do you want strawberry lemonade?" I'm like, "Yeah."
Of course. Why?
So they just have like a bucket of strawberries that they just pour in my lemonade. It was now the best I've ever had.
They broke their own record.
Yeah, it was so good.
Wow.
So it's a big craft show out there at War Eagle Mill. We go every year.
Did you put anything in it to make money?
No, we don't sell anything. We just go buy stuff.
Oh my goodness. Sounds expensive.
It's not a 2.5 hour drive to go out there and look at things that people have bought.
Drive 2.5 hours,
Mhm.
and then buy stuff.
Mhm.
Man,
The drive is beautiful. I love driving in Arkansas.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Well, cool.
what have you been eating? My food's been boring.
No, that was good. I said I just ate some pizza rolls a little bit ago. And had
I
some,
also ate some of those.
some tortilla roll-ups, and I've had some pizza, some Little Caesars, and some pot roast this week, and food. Nothing
Yeah.
crazy, nothing
Yeah,
exciting.
it's
I
been
haven't-
kind of a boring.
Yeah,
food week.
it has been a boring food week. It has been.
I feel like I have ate something, but at the same time I haven't.
Right. Ooh, I did have today. I think it was today, or it was yesterday. I don't remember. Chipotle cream cheese filled meatloaf. Very good. Very good. Chipotle cream cheese filled meatloaf.
That's not pretty good.
It was really good. Yeah. So that'll be my winner for the week. No pictures this week.
I love meatloaf, so
Yes.
I feel like if you stuff my meatloaf with cream cheese,
Yeah.
I might just die.
Yes. Yes. I heard that Meatloaf was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Never seen it, but I heard that.
He was
Yeah.
very young meatloaf.
Yeah.
Very young individual. He was not very old in that movie.
And I heard he would do anything for love, but he wouldn't do that.
What, stuff himself with cream cheese?
Probably.
Probably might have. I don't know. We'll see.
He looks like he might have stuffed himself with cream cheese. Was that rude to say?
No.
No. Okay. Good.
Hey, speaking of rude to say,
Yeah.
did we ever announce who won fantasy baseball?
I don't think anybody cares. I think
Did you never announce who won
I don't
fantasy
think-
baseball?
I don't think so. So moving on, we watched a movie.
Because I won fantasy baseball.
Travis won fantasy baseball.
It was the close.
It was more I lost fantasy baseball
Don't take this one away from me,
than
sir.
Travis won fantasy baseball. I lost fantasy
It was the
baseball.
closest championship battle I've ever been in. And I've been in a couple of the championship games across our
It
fantasy
was
leagues.
very close, but only because I thought it was going to be over on Sunday.
I thought it was too.
Trashed all of my pitchers, picked up a bunch of nobodies,
Yeah.
not realizing that my stud pitchers still had
And that's
2
the
or
deal.
3 days. What? It was like 2 or 3 days left. I think they ended on a
It ended
Wednesday.
on a Wednesday.
Yeah, so they had 3 days. I think they scored. It was at least 75 points, and it could have been over 100
And I
points.
think I only
And
beat you by.
you beat me by less than 10.
But
But
won't even let me know because the league's closed.
yeah, it was super close. The closest championship match we've had in all of the Pantless leagues.
It had to have been because
It
if
was.
it would have ended on Sunday, I would have lost. But
Yep.
those
Yeah.
last 3 days, but I was winning
Yes.
going into Friday afternoon, going into Sunday. I was winning.
Yes.
I had been winning for a solid week of the 2 weeks that had been running.
Yep.
And then you picked up a lead Sunday, thinking you were going to win it.
Yep.
And then I squeaked. I think I only beat you by like 10 points total.
It was something crazy. Yeah. It was super tight. Super tight. It was exciting. And so now we've got to figure out when we're going to meet up so you can get that trophy.
And gift card.
There is no gift card.
Dang it.
No gift
sure?
card. That's not going to happen.
You sure we didn't talk about that ahead of time?
Pretty sure that was never mentioned.
Well,
Pretty sure it was never mentioned.
I'll still be waiting on my gift card.
Yeah. We still haven't had our WNBA
We need to-
trophy celebration yet.
That's what we actually need to discuss later. Is because we're thinking about we should combine the two.
right.
Even though
Yeah.
it'll probably hurt some feelings with the WNBA one.
Oh yeah, but yeah, he's a baby anyway.
So
He's a crybaby. He's crying about everything.
who won the WNBA?
Kelly.
Did he win it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's gonna want it to be all about him, and he's not gonna want to share a trophy celebration with you.
I see why we haven't scheduled it yet because you didn't win either two of those leagues. If you would have won one or
Oh
both
yeah,
of them,
it would have been the next day. I mean,
Yeah.
like, hey, this weekend, guys, we're doing this.
Yeah,
Uh,
I see how it is.
No, actually, the issue with WNBA, my trophy people don't make trophies anymore. I was gonna make the WNBA.
Yeah,
trophy.
you told me you were gonna hand make that one.
Yes, and I bought all of the stuff to hand make it, and I haven't done it yet.
Oh.
But if we schedule a date, a hard date,
Then you'll be forced to actually.
I'll
get
be
it put
forced
together.
to do it.
Okay.
Yeah,
We need to get with people and figure that one out.
yeah. But it probably won't be for several weeks.
Hey. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
I got something.
Okay, good.
For
Because
you.
I don't have any breaking news today. Thank you.
This
Oh no.
sweet old lady.
No.
If anybody knows,
Oh no.
Angela Lansbury passed away this week.
Oof.
I didn't even realize she was still alive. That's my fault.
I thought she died a long time ago.
She was a fresh age of, I heard 96. If you want a quick math, she was born. Died 5 days from her birthday.
Ooh.
Born October 16th of 1925.
Wow.
Died in 22.
Yeah.
2022.
96, yeah.
96 years old. I didn't.
Almost 97.
And for our younger audience or listeners, she was most famous for a show called Murder She Wrote in the Murder She Wrote
80s and early 90s.
80s, early 90s. I remember her being old in those shows.
Oh, she was old. Yeah. I remember my great grandparents
Yeah.
watching that show back in the early 90s, going over to their house, and that and Matlock were like their jams.
Well, Perry Mason, MASH,
Yeah.
Murder She Wrote.
Yeah. It was
She did Murder She Wrote from 84 to 96.
wow. She went all the way to 96.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it.
I didn't
ran
realize that
long.
either.
Wow. That's crazy.
Oh, and she was Mrs. Potts from the original Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, I did not know that.
My wife had mentioned that.
How fun.
There was another notable passing this week. Our friend Gert, if anybody knows who Robbie Coltrane is, which I wasn't paying attention to who he was.
Right? Yeah, I
when it
had
was
no
first
idea.
sent to us, but that was Hagrid. But he was also in some British comedy stuff that I watched that was from the 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Very, very large individual.
Yeah.
Which,
I mean, Hagrid's huge.
He's big. And he's big. They made him look bigger, a little bit bigger, kind of with some camera trickery.
Yeah.
But he actually was a big dude.
All right.
Trying to use my phone more than my computer because my computer's not great.
So two legends, Rip, for sure.
He was Scottish.
All right.
What else?
What else? Surely he's in something else. He was in GoldenEye? What?
Yeah, he was in. He did a voice in Brave. It looks like.
He's probably the dad, huh?
Yeah, Lord Dingwall. Oh, he was the other. He was one of the other lords. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He was 6. He was only 6'1". He wasn't as big as I thought he was.
Yeah.
But
so he also passed.
Yep, he passed away on October 14th, which was today. He passed today. Born in 50, so he wasn't that old.
72.
So, you got any breaking news?
I really don't. I accidentally added Switchfoot Meant to Live to our Spotify
That's
playlist.
Such a good song.
It is a good song, and I just was trying to figure out how to work what I was working and accidentally added it. I'm like, that's a fine. I'll leave that in there. It's
anything from Switchfoot's
it's
good.
worthy. Yeah.
I can't blame you for adding any Switchfoot. You gotta add all Switchfoot.
Yeah. Yeah, they have some good. They've been around a long time, a lot longer than people think, and yeah, Only Hope, which was actually made famous by Mandy Moore in A Walk to Remember. That was their song, and it is fantastic. There was another one. I think it was called Amy.
Yep.
That was a good one. Amy was a fighter. She fought like Cassius Clay.
They're one of those bands that I like so much of their music that I can't ever think of one singular song.
Right.
Because I listen to so much their entire body of work.
Yeah.
They started in '96.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it wasn't.
Dare You to Move, Meant to Live, Your Love is a Song. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they didn't start getting famous until the 2000s with that album, that Meant to Live album, which I can't remember the name of that album.
Beautiful Letdown.
Beautiful Letdown, yeah. That was the first album I ever won from a radio station.
Nice.
Yeah.
Stars. Stars is probably one of my favorite songs.
I don't know if I know that one.
Nothing is Sound album.
But yeah, good band.
If you've never listened to them, look them up. I guarantee if you have, and a lot of people don't know this. I don't think a lot of people know this. I may just be oblivious to what people know.
Yeah.
But if you have Amazon Prime, you get Amazon Prime Music for free.
Yes.
So you can actually go in and listen to, it's like a free music app you can listen to. It's kind of restrictive on what you can and can't listen to, because if it's not on their Prime Music, a lot like their Prime Movies.
Right.
You can't listen to it unless you have Prime Unlimited or Amazon Unlimited, which I can't. I actually can't get Amazon Unlimited music because my bank is in a fight with. It's a weird thing. So my debit card is claimed unusable.
Ooh. Because
there's a banking dispute. But if you want to listen to good music and you don't have an iPhone, you don't have Apple Music, use Amazon Prime Music.
Yeah.
And it seems like what I've found is if you have a band you like, if they have a bunch of like a large library, about half of their library will be available for Prime.
Gotcha.
And then you'll have some of their best work. Like I love listening to Creed. That's what I was listening to on the way over here.
Nice.
And their My Own Prism album, which is their first album, is an unlimited only album.
Okay.
So I can't listen to that album on my Prime. Their Human Clay and Weathered album is what's available on Amazon Prime Music. Because Pity for a Dime is actually my favorite song. It's like one of my favorite songs of all time. So, you just gotta watch it. It like I said, if you have an Android and you don't have Apple Music, and you're looking for a good, not Spotify way to listen to music, yeah, that right there, that whole album is good. We're looking at it right here on his screen. One is absolutely amazing. We'll add one.
Boom. One is added.
Go up.
Because we've got a few. This is our third song. We have Torn and Midnight. Wait. No,
Midnight's not there.
Midnight's Creeper.
Go down.
So we have Torn and One.
Go down.
Those are the songs.
See if Pity for a Dime, because that's my favorite song by them. It's on the My Own Prison album. Right there, yeah. That by far is my favorite song by them. And I'm sad I
added. Click the link below, and you can listen to lots of music. Lots.
All right. Do we have any?
143 songs, 9 hours and 41 minutes.
Is that on Spotify?
That's on Spotify.
You know what? I only listen to podcasts on Spotify.
Yeah, I also only listen to Spotify for podcasts
because I don't have premium.
Right.
And the free Spotify is not fun to listen to. I don't like free Spotify.
Lots of ads.
Tons of ads, and you can't truly pick what you want to listen to.
Right.
It's all random.
Yep.
And you only have like 4 or 5 skips a day.
Yeah. You'll say, I want to listen to Creed 1, and then it's like, well, here's a song that's kind of like it.
Yeah.
And then here's a bunch of random songs that are kind of like that.
Yeah,
you're just like, I guess.
I will say Amazon Prime Music does that. If like I'll click an album to listen to, and say that band only like I listen to The Darkness quite a bit.
Yeah.
And only one of their albums I like. I don't like any of their other albums. So it's about 15 songs. If I don't click on repeat when it hits the last song, Amazon Prime will go, hey, The Darkness is in this channel. Let's kick you over to this channel because these are bands like The Darkness.
Yeah.
And they'll just start playing random stuff. So
yeah, it's like people that like The Darkness also like.
And then I think we were listening to me and the wife were listening to Three Doors Down on there the other day.
Yeah.
Going to Arkansas, and I think it came. It got to the end of the Three Doors Down album and started playing Shine Down.
Nice.
I wasn't arguing.
Yeah.
Started playing 45, I think.
Oh,
Shine
yeah.
Down.
Staring down the barrel of a 45.
Me and the wife looked at each other. We just looked at each other like, wait, this isn't true. We're not arguing. We were like literally pulling into the parking lot at the fair as that song was like halfway through. Such a good song. Shine Down is kind of Three Doors Down is. You know,
you have to go with Kryptonite. That's just
Kryptonite's.
That's their classic.
Yeah. We're gonna turn into just a music podcast.
I don't know.
Sound of Madness is probably one of their top songs, really. And I don't know if 45 is their other good one.
Just throwing all sorts of stuff in
Heck
here.
yeah.
We're just adding to this playlist.
I mean, if you're really
one of these days, we're going to be able to go on a road trip around the world and not finish our playlist.
That's the plan.
That's the dream.
We're going to vlog it all.
That's the dream.
And then never post any of it.
Oh, man. And then we'll die, and then like in 300 years, somebody's going to dig up our videos
2 years?
and be like, how do they do this? We're just stuffed with cream cheese, and we're just like,
What is it?
We'll
What
have
is
45 carved in our chests.
what's it with these guys in cream cheese and no pants?
Yeah, no.
Be the first two dudes to travel the world with no pants on.
I bet that's happened before.
No, it has never happened, sir.
I'm pretty sure
No.
that the first travelers were naked.
First American podcasters to travel the world with no pants on.
Yes, guaranteed.
There's a way to be a first in everything.
That's
if
true.
you word it right.
Guaranteed. And if we're wrong, I will personally give the first person to comment 10 Doge. There you go.
That's right there.
All
He
right.
said it.
Yep.
Speaking of Doge,
Yeah.
we watched a movie.
Oh, we did. Oh.
Retro movie
We did,
review.
we did that. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
I forgot we were watching a movie.
It felt like we were winding down the show, but we haven't even gotten to the
honestly-
meat and bones yet. Or
honestly-
meat and bones? Meat and potatoes?
Skin and bones?
Skin and
Does it feel like
skull and bones.
it feels like we run long when we're on Discord, but when we're here together,
Yeah.
the episodes are like 30 minutes and we're wrapped up. It's like we have nothing to talk about when we're near each other.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because because by the time we get to this point, we've already seen each other and we've talked.
Yeah.
So we've been talking for 4 hours.
Well,
We've been talking for 4 hours.
It did take me close to 30 minutes to get everything set up to record.
Yeah. And so.
Because my traveling setup isn't quite refined yet.
Not yet.
Still figuring it
We're
out.
almost there, though.
Figuring out. But you know what we didn't figure out?
We didn't figure out,
Why did they make this movie?
you know,
This movie was something else.
it was, I don't know, it was kind of,
It was one of those 80s movies that
it was very 80s, and it seemed like it was almost trying to be in the same vein as Once Bitten. Like, I don't know which one came out first.
I think one was like right around the same time.
They were close to the same time. They were, Once Bitten was a little more raunchy.
It was.
This was
Could have been, but wasn't raunchy.
Right. This was where Once Bitten was probably for an older teen.
They came out the same year.
This was probably a younger teen. It was, there were parties and there was obviously teenagers wanting to get with each other, but it wasn't as vulgar and it wasn't spoken about, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it was Michael J. Fox, a young Michael J. Fox. And even as the wolf, was that Michael J. Fox as the wolf?
Yeah, I think they just put hair on him.
Man, it just changed his whole look that I couldn't even tell that it was the same person.
So, Teen Wolf came out in August on August 23rd, 1985.
Okay.
Once Bitten came out November 15 of 85.
Okay.
So they were like,
Yeah. Very close.
people were going to drive-in theaters for.
Yeah, it was
Both
they were probably double feature. It would be.
Yeah.
They could have been.
Yeah, because Teen Wolf would have been kind of coming off the theater.
Yep.
And that's kind of how they run. Yeah. Does anybody comment down below if you remember drive-in theaters?
I'm pretty sure we've looked at our demographics and those people do not exist.
There's a drive-in theater not that far from us,
That's true.
which was a theater that I remember watching my very first movie on.
Really?
Yeah.
Your first movie was over there?
Yeah.
All right. What was that?
Jurassic Park.
Nice.
95. I can't say that was the first movie I ever watched, but that's the first movie I remember going to theaters to watch.
Right. Right.
Sitting in the back of my dad's old two-tone brown Ford F-150 extended cab pickup with blankets in the bed. Mom and Dad in lawn chairs against the cab. We were just laying and just scared out of my mind of the giant T-Rex eating a lawyer on the screen.
Nice. Nice.
So, but back to Teen Wolf.
Yeah.
Tangent there.
Not as scary as Jurassic Park.
I agree that I feel like this movie could have went further into the raunchiness, and it felt like it was it a couple times.
Like it wanted to.
Like it dabbled in it,
Right.
but then it was like, you know what, we're not that movie. Like
Yeah.
there was some light language here and there, but not enough to warrant more of a rating.
Right.
And we'll get into, there's some common sense stuff we'll get into, but Metacritic,
All right.
5 critics.
Oh, 5 critics. Okay. This is
I
gonna
like.
be.
I actually
This
kind
is
of
this is gonna be kind of like last week's, I think.
yeah, because we only had a couple critics.
Yeah, last week was 4 critics. This week was 5, and so I think it's gonna be running the same thought experiment. It's probably the same group that watched Once Bitten,
Right around the same time
and
period.
so if I remember right, that group gave Once Bitten they gave it a 63. This one is a little more clean, but it's the same group. I'm gonna say 65.
You're gonna be disappointed with this score, and I'm gonna go on record saying that I like the fewest. I like it when there's only like 5 to 10 reviewers.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like it gives you the this. Are you ready for this disappointment?
Oh gosh. What?
25.
25.
They
They-
did not like this.
It was
movie.
not that much worse than
I don't
Once
think
Bitten.
this was
There's
not a bad
no-
movie.
There was no way that it's that much worse than Once Bitten.
Like, would you consider this a sports movie? Almost.
I mean, it had the feels. It had the feels, especially
where
the
was his-
ending. I mean, where he's just, it's like ending with him in the arms faded, like pumping.
Yeah, like-
He's
It was all centered around the basketball. This movie, I want to feel it. I'm gonna go on a limb here before reading the critics' reviews.
uh-huh.
That this was probably
the best werewolf sports movie ever.
it didn't have a good direction to the movie. Like, what was truly going on in this movie? Like, what was the plot? Did it really have a lot of character development? Did it have a lot of? Did it really? Was it a confusing movie that it was just like it just happened?
It
It was
was
a start
just.
and a finish, and
It was kind of like an actual. I don't know how to describe it. Like, how back in the day we would have like these stories that talked like they were over the top and talked about monsters, but there were sub levels about reality. I think that's all this was. It was just like a movie about growing up and going through puberty, but instead of just your voice cracking, you become a werewolf. And
why are they werewolves?
you never know. It's just
And is there only werewolves in this world?
maybe. But the thing is, nobody ever like overly freaked out. Like people
Yeah,
go, they just feel like I've never seen that before, but okay.
Yeah,
And
like
then
when he turned into a werewolf at the basketball game, and everybody's like about to freak out,
Yeah,
then he just starts dribbling.
yeah.
Then he just starts dribbling, and then he charges the court. Dunks. I thought he was gonna shatter the back.
Yeah, I did too. I thought he was gonna. Yeah, I did too.
And then hands the ball to the ref, and the ref is like, "Are we gonna play some ball?"
yeah, yeah,
And then like, what are we watching here?
yeah. There was. It
So,
wasn't really about him getting the girl, and it really wasn't
'Cause he got
necessarily about basketball, and it really wasn't necessarily about him overcoming his wolfness.
Because he got the girl, then he lost that girl, ended with the girl that he should have been from the beginning.
Right. But that was never made to be.
Can we
the
talk about
point.
her name? Her name was Boof.
It was. They never said why.
No,
They never said why.
Her
It was
name
just.
in the movie was
It was
Boof.
just Boof, and that was it. They never said why. her name
Everybody
was
else
Boof.
had normal, except for Styles.
Styles.
Who was he? Was that actor? He looked familiar.
I think
I
he
never
was.
looked
He
him
was
up.
in movies from back in the day, like
Was he an
that.
80s actor?
He was like an 80s.
80s, 90s.
That was
Well,
his
he was
role.
more of a not yeah.
That was like his. I think he was that role was the annoying teenage role.
And can we comment on his T-shirts? Were just absolutely on point.
Yeah, what was that one? I was really surprised that I'm like, did they let kids wear that in school?
The D-head shirt.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, is that something that they let them wear in the 80s?
He just had a shirt that just said obnoxious.
Yeah.
I want that shirt for work.
Oh man, that was good. It was, and then but you also had, what was his name? Chunk or Chubbs or Chubby? What was his name? I don't remember, but he was like a nickname.
Chubby.
Chubby.
They just called him Chubby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It was
Now this shows that Booth, her real name in the movie was Lisa, but they never. I don't know where that came from. It just says Lisa Booth. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
How weird.
It's like, what? This makes no sense.
Yes.
So, users, 50 users
They
out
had,
of 10.
man, they had to have liked it. I'm thinking they're gonna go 63 or 6.3.
All I gotta say is you're wrong. And giggity.
6.9.
6.9.
Oh snap.
Got him. Yeah, gave it a 69 on that one. A struggling high school student discovers that his family has an unusual secret when he finds himself turned into a werewolf. Does it say what happened to his mom?
You don't know. Did that guy actually shoot his mom? Like, he made it sound like it was like a town secret, but not a town secret, like Mick.
He said something happened between the father mentioned something about something happened between him, the principal, which I guess was I guess they were high school at the time, or
Yeah, the vice principal of his son went to school with him and his wife.
and there
They
was
grew
some
up
sort of
together.
love triangle there.
Well, it was really just the vice principal wanted to get with her. There was
Yeah.
never any reciprocated feelings
Okay,
that we know of. So much backstory could happen.
and he turned into a werewolf and scared the pee out of the
Yeah.
future vice principal, and he got the girl.
Yeah.
But then
was she a werewolf too?
I don't know.
We don't know. But then, if you remember, Mick said that he shot his. He said, "I shot your mom when she was stealing my chickens." You remember? And then
That was the older boy, right?
Yeah, the 20-year-old that was held back from the other
Did
school.
Did he, or
But was he just saying that?
I think he was
was
just saying. I think that was.
Was that saying how his mom actually murdered, like stealing chickens?
I don't think
We don't know.
I want to say no.
There's so many things that are just established as everybody knows
There's
this
not
backstory, and
there's
we're
not
not going to
much-
tell you the backstory.
There's not much explanation to this movie at all.
There's not. It's very wild.
And
It's-
I want to say that's why we got from the critics 1 positive, 4 negative,
Uh-huh.
and then users we had 30 positive, 9 mixed, 11 negative. The Chicago Tribune
Uh-huh.
gave it a 63. That's the highest score. Teen Wolf is a clever and inventive film, a soft and contemporary retelling of a familiar werewolf tale.
Not really. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
What was familiar about that werewolf tale?
He was a werewolf. Now, like, one of my big problems was, like, when the older dude, whatever his name was, Mick punched him at the dance.
Yeah.
And then he turns werewolf and claws at him, and then he's shunned,
Yeah.
even though he was attacked first. It's like,
Yeah, and all he did was, like, take that guy's shirt off.
yeah,
Like, he didn't actually attack him physically. He's just like, I'm going to rip your
defended
shirt.
himself, kind of. Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
The Washington Post gave it a 25.
Uh-huh.
Fox's performance is a shadow of his future self, future in,
I get Back to the Future.
and the rest of the cast. Everyone from teeny boppers to wise guys to baffling adults, baffled adults.
Oh, baffled adults.
Still
Okay. Yeah.
Are equally benumbered. That's a new word.
Benumbered.
Benumbered. Never heard that word before.
Okay.
You really can't blame them. With what a screenplay by Joseph Loeb III
Uh-huh.
and Matthew Wiseman that relies on losing control of his bodily functions for the biggest laugh.
Okay.
The Miami Herald
Yeah.
gave it a 25.
Okay.
The formula of Gal Next Door and Big Game are followed by slavishly that it's hard to laugh at. Teen Wolf even on the rare moments when it's original. The script and direction are simply too lazy to contemptuous even of adolescent audiences.
Okay.
Yeah, you got there eventually.
Somebody's gonna have to give this thing a 0 for it to get the low score that I got.
Well, Variety gave it a 20.
Okay.
Lightweight item is unconscious and well-intentioned, but terribly feeble.
Okay.
Another example of a decent idea yielding at least imaginative results conceivable.
Inconceivable.
Well, those are words that aren't really put in sentences. New York Times gave it a 20 for a film that's so unconscious. Teen Wolf is aggressively boring.
Oh. How did that get a 25 when it was
You had a
63 and then
Yeah, 2 20s, two 25s, and a 63.
I don't know.
I don't know how
It's been a while since I've mathed, but that sounds like more than.
You think that 63 would have brought the average up a
Yeah.
little bit more, but
But maybe they do like I'll take away the top and take away the bottom. Maybe that's what they do.
so that's confused my computer here.
That's fine.
Well, let's just go ahead and just exit right off that because that's confused now. Let's go to Common Sense Media.
Yeah.
I've missed this.
All
Our
right.
good old friend
Who is it?
Chuck.
Chuck
Old
Cassidy.
Charles Cassidy Jr.
Chucky C. All right, Chuck.
Cheesy 80s comedy still works. thanks
Chuck E.
to
Cheese?
Foxy
Nah.
Star.
Chuck Cassidy Cheesy Star.
Fox
Go.
E Star.
Oh, I get it. Oh man, this guy's on it.
13 plus 3 stars.
What did he get? His rating?
Huh?
What was Chuck's rating?
3 stars, 13 plus.
3 stars, 13. Okay.
I said it weird.
Okay.
8 parent reviews
Okay.
agreed. 3 star, 13 plus.
Oh.
10 kids,
Yeah.
4 star,
Nice.
12 plus.
Nice.
I would let my 11-year-old watch this movie. I might even let my 7-year-old watch this movie.
Yeah, it was pretty clean.
Pretty clean.
Pretty clean.
Like, and there wasn't an overuse of it. Really, the worst word used wasn't even the worst word you could use because I don't know if they'd repeat that.
Right.
Go ahead and say what the worst word was.
I won't
Oh.
say it. It's the F word that we can't say.
There's 2 F words we can't say. Is it the worst of the 2 F words?
No.
I would say it's
Wait.
the worst of the 2 F words.
Or are we talking about the 2 F words that will get
Well,
us canceled, or because
There's the one that's just really bad to say in front of people that's not socially acceptable. Then there's the one that gets you canceled.
okay, so that's what you're talking about. Okay, yeah,
Because the one is said a lot,
right.
but
But-
still isn't okay to say. The other
Right.
one is you don't say it ever unless you're still in the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. You know. We'll get there.
Comment us what words you think we're saying.
Yeah. Give us all of your F words that might get us canceled, and we'll.
Just spew them in the comments.
We will.
Down below.
We will thumbs down the right
Whoa.
answer.
I thought you were going somewhere else.
No,
with that
no.
thumb.
We will thumbs down the right answer because
I
if
don't
we
think you
thumbs
get a thumb.
up, if we thumbs up the right answer, people will cancel us for
I
thumbs
don't
upping it.
know if you could thumbs down a comment.
You can't dislike a comment.
I don't think so. I think we could pin a comment.
No. Can you reply to a comment?
Yes.
Okay, so we will reply to your comment and
I've
say
never done. I
that's inappropriate, and then give you a weak emoji.
That's fair. Okay, so
Give us your F words. We will winky face emoji.
you ready to get into some of these categories?
Let's go.
Scattergories.
Let's go.
Scattergories.
Let's go.
Positive messages.
Positive messages. This is gonna be a tough one, but I could give it a 2. I could give it a 2.
You could.
Yeah.
You could. You had that up.
Yeah.
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 But he didn't.
Whoa. What
Give it a 1.
A 1. Okay.
He said, on the plus side, Scott worries about either his elevated status as a wolf boy is earned or not, and how his affects on how this affects his relationships. I can't read words today. He ends up imparting a message of self-actualization without the hairy transformation to his teammates. Reckless team behavior includes a goal of alcohol drinking and boys dangerously surfing by standing on top of a moving van on the road.
Yeah.
One even falls but no injury. This is taken as a sign of strength and machoism.
Yeah. That was pretty macho.
I thought it was interesting the surfing. That was
Did you notice how many times they passed Jack in the Box?
No, I didn't actually see
I've
that.
never seen somebody Jack in the Box on one strip
Really?
like in a quarter mile.
Was it the same Jack in the Box?
Probably the same Jack in the Box. But during that montage,
That's funny.
they were playing along, singing some Beach Boys.
I was just rocking out to Beach Boys, so I
Yeah.
wasn't paying attention to anything they were doing.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it was good.
Which, that's interesting.
And I've never seen that in real life. I've never seen anybody do
surfing?
Urban surfing.
I've never, no.
Yeah.
At no point have I ever thought, hey, let's hop out on the top of this vehicle and surf down. I didn't live in a big town either, but it had to have been a small town to have been doing that.
Right. Yeah.
And even though his dad saw him doing it and was like, huh, and then just was like, hey, I saw you on top of that van, and he's like, oh, and he's like, but no scolding whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's like, okay.
Yeah.
So, positive role models.
Oh goodness, this one. I'm gonna say not present. I mean, I guess the dad was okay if you want to call it. I'd give it a 1 for the dad.
Well, he does not agree with you, sir.
Okay.
He gave it a 3.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I'm not really sure. I've only read like the first part of the first sentence of this giant paragraph he put.
Yeah.
So let's go for a ride.
Oh my goodness. Chunky C.
While the leading man dives into premarital sex and other questionable behavior, Michael J. Fox invests his character with an innate likability. Scott never uses his wolfish predator side to go full Incredible Hulk and hurt anyone.
Okay.
Even when he's bullied. Some adults, especially Scott's dad, are okay folks. Others are amusingly mean or foolish. The coach who pretends he can heroically mentor students through their issues, but
that coach was funny.
He doesn't want to hear any messy personal problems. That was funny. Compared to the enmity and scorn heaped on parents and authority figures in other films of this era, the tone is quite mild. And that teacher, I can think of at least 2 teachers in my past that were identical to that guy.
Right.
You know, whatever's going through your mind, whatever you got going on, come to me. I can fix it. Hey, I got a problem. You know, I'm really busy right now. No, it's just, I wasn't a teenager in the 80s, but I felt like a lot of the 90s stuff I dealt with was real similar here.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's move on. Violence and scariness.
Oh man, there was just very
little. No blood.
I would say 2. I would give it a 2. There was the punch to the face, and then the scratching of the shirt, and then he scratched that girl's back. So
Give it a 1.
that's fair. That's
So
fair.
really,
I mean,
there was the red eye. He
there were
growled it, and then the father made the one guy pee his pants.
Yeah, there were a few times the red eyes, the give me the keg of beer, and he growled at the players. I could see a 1. I'd probably give it a 2 because he threw scariness in there. If it was just violence, for sure, just a 1.
But do you think this would scare your kid? Any part of this movie would scare your kids?
No, I don't think so.
He says, and like I said, he gave it a 1. A few fist fights with suggestions that Scott, as a wolf, could really hurt people if he really tried. But he doesn't.
That's true. That's very true.
Let's move on to sex, romance, and nudity.
I would probably. Man, this is tough. I can't remember what we gave One Spittin'. I think we gave it a 3.
We gave that one. I want to say we wanted to give it a 2.5 to a 3
And this one
because there was
wasn't-
a lot of potential stuff.
Yeah,
that
this
was
one
not
wasn't
really
even
shown.
close to that. But I don't know. You saw side boob. I don't know. I would probably say a 1.5. I would go between a 1 and a 2.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because there was.
it's really not much talk of
There's
anything.
not.
There
There's
was,
not. You know that he's desperate and that's what he wants. And then there's the.
He just wanted her though.
Right.
I
And
think
then
he
there's.
just wanted her to
And then you have
accept
the.
his.
Then you have the party where there's the 2 minutes in the closet and.
But,
Chubby, you got to eat this bowl of Jello. What do I do? You hold the Jello, and then like dumps it down her shirt, and then Chubby's like, "Argh," you know.
He gave it a 2.
Okay, I could see it too. I could see that. It wouldn't
So,
hurt my feelings if he gave it
The
a
main
1.
character has off-screen sex with a classmate, no nudity shown.
Yeah.
But she strips to her underwear and removes her bra shown from the back in anticipation. Boys and girls acting flirty at a raucous party,
Mm-hmm.
including one guy shoving his face into the willing co-ed's bosom.
Yeah.
Brief shot of a girl and guy tied up and covered in shaving cream.
Yeah.
And a little else in some sort of party game. I missed that scene, I guess.
That was that first game. He was counting, and they were all on the floor tied in their
I
underwear.
missed that whole scene, I guess. I don't remember that at all.
You must have been waiting. You must have went to get a drink.
I must have. Somebody must have hollered at me in the house. Homosexual and F
Yeah. Yeah.
references included a double entendre joke about coming out of the closet. He full on uses the word right here.
Does he?
Only 3 words. There are only 3 letters.
Oh man. Wow. Okay.
Almost said it.
Wow. Old Chucky C busting out the language.
That's language.
All right. Language. I don't remember a lot. I don't. There was
That
was-
was the word.
there was the cancelable F word. Was there anything else?
He says there were some of these are like I don't think I would have almost want to gave it a I would have gave it a 1.
Yeah, I can see that.
He gave it a 2.
A 2. Okay. What does he say was in there?
Beatard,
I don't remember that.
Ballbuster,
Okay, not a.
Dino's. That was on his. That was on
Yeah.
stuff else.
Okay. Yeah.
That F word you were talking about, and damn,
Okay.
is all he's quoting here. I don't remember the first B word.
I don't either. I would give it a 1.
Must have been during one of the games. Here's where I'm confused.
Okay.
Products and purchases.
There was a lot.
There was a lot, and I'm just gonna cut you off right there and say not present,
What?
not even clickable.
Really?
Like
What is going on?
he made
Why
me want
is-
to go buy a Beach Boys album.
There was so
You know?
much. I mean, there was
I
a
saw
lot
some
of
beer stuff in
There's
the liquor
lots
store.
of product placement, lots of restaurants,
Well, you saw the In and Out or the what
the
was it?
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box a couple times.
Yeah.
I saw one that I noted.
Golly, and I remember I wanted to start writing them down because I was like, oh, there's a bunch in here, and
There was quite a bit.
I wanted to start writing them down because I knew I was going to forget, and I didn't write it down, and I forgot.
Yeah, there was.
But yeah, Adidas all over the place.
Yep.
All the basketball players were
basketball. Yeah.
their socks, their shoes, the shoes of all the students. Only one student I saw didn't wear Adidas, and he was wearing Nikes.
That's weird.
But like
He was
everybody else was wearing Adidas, socks, shoes, everything. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Is it crazy how back in the '80s basketball shorts were short?
Yeah.
Like, then you go back to that.
Yeah, my wife was telling me that there was one of the, like an old urban legend about. You remember the whole thing about Wizard of Oz? If you look in the background, you'll see the Munchkin that hung himself.
Yeah.
She said there was one from this movie where there's a guy in the background in the fans who pull out his his hang dang, and like if you were to pause it during one of the scenes, one of the fans in the crowd of the championship game
had his dangling hanging
yeah,
out.
it was hanging out.
The whole thing.
I never looked into it, and I forgot to try to see if I could notice it.
Old Chuck doesn't mention it.
So maybe he didn't see it. I don't know. I've never heard it. We might have to hit the old Google machine and investigate. Or it could have been something else. I don't know.
All right. Last one.
Okay.
Drinking, drugs, smoking.
Well, we know there's lots of beer.
Did you think it was funny that they did all this extra stuff to get this keg of beer just to bring it to the party and it?
Yeah. There's like 10 kegs already laying there.
You put it there, take it home with you when we're done.
I would give it I would probably just say a 2 because I think it was only in that one scene where they were actually drinking.
He had a cigarette in his mouth when he was trying to get. He wasn't smoking it, but Styles had that cigarette in his mouth when he was trying to get the keg the first time.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was trying to act older.
He gave it
the boss sitting here. He didn't call you.
He gave it a 3.
A 3. Okay.
Scenes in which the underage hero and his buddies conspire to try to get alcohol from a liquor store, including via robbery. Scott's cool buddy has a stash of herbal-looking stuff in a plastic bag.
Oh, yeah.
You can guess what that's supposed to be.
Yep.
That's all he says. We gave it a 3 for that.
Okay.
Kind of a reach there, but...
Yeah. That's it?
So, parents need to know that Teen Wolf is a popular 80s teen comedy that seems to endorse such boys gone wild stuff as underage drinking, drugging, reckless vehicle operation, and youthful sex, though such activities are mostly kept to the margins. Girls are briefly shown in bras and panties. There are references to homosexuality, including the word we don't say, tossed casually around, which was kind of widely used in the 80s and 90s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't a big deal.
Even by the nice guy hero. Viewers hoping for more intensity are barking up the wrong werewolf movie. No real horror here. So,
yeah.
Then he mentions the sequel,
which wasn't Michael J. Fox.
No, it had Jason Bateman.
So, all right.
Yeah.
So, next week.
Do we want to do the movie we're talking about?
We've talked about some movies. Do we want to talk about the one that you just talked about? That we were going to talk about?
I saw that Rocky Horror Picture Show is on Amazon Prime.
Ad free?
Yeah, it's just showed on Prime. Prime Video.
I'm down. I've never seen it. I know it's a classic.
It is a classic.
So, yeah.
It's just so good. And this is another one of those that if I watch it without my wife, she will murder me in my sleep.
Yeah.
More than the last one I watched without her.
Gotcha.
There was one bit in which I didn't. But, I will give a warning, do not watch this one around kids.
Okay.
This one is I don't remember there being a lot of nudity. I don't think there's hardly any, but there is a lot of sexual debate. The movie is almost like completely surrounded in sexual undertones and overtones.
Okay. Okay.
Probably Tim Curry's best movie in my opinion.
Nice.
Aside from Clue was like one of my favorite movies of his.
Yeah.
But this is like my second favorite of his. Like
Okay.
he was like, this is like probably one of his best movies is Dr. Frankenfurter.
Dr. Frankenfurter. Okay.
Yeah. So
Now, wasn't this the one that you're supposed to like? Isn't it like interactive where you're supposed to be like whenever they say something, you're supposed to like throw popcorn at your TV, or
maybe
if they say something else, you're supposed to dance and cheer, clap, or something, or is that something else?
Time to do the time warp again.
Okay.
You'll get it when you watch it.
Okay.
If you get it, you get it.
All right. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna watch this movie, and we will discuss it next time, which we have to discuss when we're gonna record because we got some stuff going on.
You know, that's next week, and I'm not worried about next week yet.
Yeah. So
So
cool. Do we have anything else?
I don't think so. It's getting late.
It is. It sounds like it might be wanting to storm outside.
That's kind of what I was hearing
And,
behind me. I don't
yeah.
know if your neighbor was extra hungry or
No.
if it was thunder behind me.
Yeah.
So
Could be the thunder from down under.
could have been.
But let's see if we can get you home before tomorrow.
But what?
So last time it was tomorrow before you went home. And
Oh, well,
your wife was calling.
It'll be tomorrow before I get home.
Oh man. Okay.
Close. You know what you're doing again?
It's gonna start raining in Pryor in 6 days.
I don't know if anybody's hearing this. If you're hearing this, I'm not.
Yeah. They're probably double here.
It might be.